What's the word? What's the deal? What's the deal? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button as soon as y'all come on in here. We gotta have a conversation, man. We gotta have a conversation, man. I hope y'all can hear me too. Sherrone Moore. I gotta talk about Sherrone Moore, the former head coach of the University of Michigan. And the whole situation he's in right now, it look crazy out here. It's crazy for that man right now. Brian Russell, what's happening with you, dog? What's going on with you, brother? Jalen McCoy, Jalen, what's the word, man? Yeah, man, look, it's a wild situation, man. But it's a lot of men that find themselves in situations like this, right? And the messed up part about it is he got fired with cause, so that means he not gonna get paid his money. They fired him, he not gonna be able to get paid out the rest of the millions that they owe him. So that's a generational wealth is being missed out on by his for his children. You know what I'm saying? Because he had an inappropriate relationship with somebody on his staff. He had three kids, married man, three kids, messing around with somebody on his staff. And allegedly, the rumor is she got pregnant. People found out about it. He got fired. After he got fired, he started to have a meltdown, had a meltdown, went to go threaten to take his own life. And then he went to go to the girl's house, you know, and tried to threaten to take her life too. His The police were able to find him and apprehend him due to the fact that his wife had his location on his phone, so they were able to find him. Now he's in police custody, right? This man went from battling Michigan State to now being in a battle with the state of Michigan. Dwayne say her stuff could not have been that good to risk his life for it. I man, listen, a lot of people. That's what I'm saying. But brothers be finding themselves in these situations, man. Zero, what's going on with you? Yeah, Jalen, it's crazy. When you find it's a lot of details about this whole situation that's crazy, but they're now unraveling. So everybody is finding out what's going on. And it's getting more crazier by the minute. You know what I'm saying? So the man, look, and the situation was wild because the woman he messing with, she friends with his wife on social media. She friends with his wife on social media and everything. So now it look even crazier. But again, now the man went from in one day he went from being a head coach of Michigan, the University of Michigan, to now being in police custody. He said Sherrone made very unwise decisions with this cheating scandal. I didn't know his wife is, yeah, she is, as well as his mistress. So race will definitely play a role in how this plays out. Yup, all the way. It's about a good queen say. And then white women be having some of you black men in the chokehold. Dude risk everything. Risk his whole livelihood. And like that's what I'm saying. Like that's why it's important for us as men to be sexually disciplined all the way. Because if you not, you will squander everything for female attention. And again, I ain't never messed with nobody at my job or risk my livelihood at all, right? But I have succumbed to my own desires or urges, right? And then it got the best of me, and I didn't lost a relationship due to that, you know, falling into texting women and stuff like that, right? And that's something I'll say, oh no, I got to get that in control. Now I ain't never risking my livelihood or nothing. And no, let me tell you something. I never risk no job, no money, messing nobody at the job, nothing like that at all. But it is a thing that men have to be able to. You got to be able to curb all that. Because again, now this man just missed out on generational wealth for his kids. Because Michigan, University of Michigan, don't have to pay him out the money that the rest. Excuse me, University of Michigan don't have to pay him the money, um, the rest of the money on his contract due to the fact that he was fired for committing a violation. Messing with somebody on your staff, having a relationship with somebody on your staff is inappropriate. So now they don't gotta give him his money. His money. Sabbatical queen crazy as is today. I identify as a white woman because I need a couple million. You need them M's. And Brian Russell, this is a great point. Michigan State head coach Mel Tucker, he got hit with a sexual assault charge in 2023, lost 80 million. Are you $80 million, man? That's crazy. Can y'all hear me too? I know I'm sitting there. I'm sitting at McDonald's making a video. So I'm wondering if y'all can hear me well. I'm using a microphone. But sometimes y'all might not. I'm wondering, can y'all hear me well? And are y'all picking up what I'm saying? Rob, what's going on, big dog? My man Zero say, see, this is why I don't put sex on a big pedestal and men treat me like a weirdo when I say this. When you're such a fiend for sex, you're willing to do it with anyone or anything. You need to, yeah, 100%. You become a slave to your sexual urges. You can't control yourself. Now you in here doing all type of crazy stuff. You doing the wildest, craziest stuff that put your livelihood in jeopardy, put your money in jeopardy, all because you want to have sex and you want to mess with it, you know? So this is crazy now. Because again, this man lost look, he could have won. He's not going to be able to coach nowhere else after this, right? So let's just say, because University of Michigan, they wanted to let him go anyway. After he lost to Ohio State, they wanted to get him up out of there. His first year, he went 8-5. And then he went what 9-3 this year, but he lost to Ohio State. So I don't think they were thinking that he was the guy anyway, right? But now they actually got an excuse to fire him without having to pay him the rest of his contract. So he could look. Let's just say he didn't do this. Sherrone Moore could have been fired, and he still could have been getting a lot of his money, and he could have went somewhere else to be an assistant coach somewhere, a position coach somewhere, right? But now he fired without getting his money, and now he can't get a job as a position coach somewhere else. His integrity is now in the mud. His reputation has now been sullied. And not only that, it's rumored that the girl he was messing with was pregnant. I don't know if that's true or not, but let's just say she keep the baby. Now you got 4 kids and you don't have no income coming in to take care of them. That's wild. Rob say I work in corporate. I can't tell you how many black men that get higher positions mess it all up over some they hit for probably for probably 3 minutes. It happens, man. I look being in corporate America. I remember because I worked in corporate America. Fresh out of grad school, right? I work in corporate America. I'm seeing dudes succumb to sexual urges in the workplace, especially a workplace where there's not a lot of men in there. There's predominantly women. I remember I working a job. This dude was like, and I told it on my regular video that I made. The dude, he was like temporarily working at the job. He was on like an assignment. And this dude in there, every time he talking to every woman in the office is like his conversation is like super sexual. And like every time he talks to a woman is like it oozes sexual. Every time he speaks to a woman, like putting on his whispers in a dark voice, all of that. He in there wilding. Like and then I told this story on the video on my previous video that I just posted too. This man in there, he was got inappropriate with one of my homegirls at the job. She eating some food on her lunch break. You know, we could take our lunch at any time. She brought her food back to her cubicle, and she eating some food with some onions in it. So he comes up to her and asks her a question about some work. She put her hand over her mouth because she didn't want the onion smell to hit him. And he thought she was covering her mouth because she had gaps in her teeth. And he told her when she covered her mouth, he said, "Oh, no, no, baby, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. You know what they say about women with gaps in their teeth. and you got a whole lot of them in your mouth. I said, oh, hell no. You asking for HR to get you now. You absolutely wilding out there. You asking for HR to come pull you aside and talk to y'all. Can y'all hear me though? Because I'm not trying to be super loud. I'm in McDonald's, but I got this microphone and hopefully it's picking up my voice very well. Yes, this man did this at the job, right? Now, look, now the dude he hung with a guy who was a supervisor at the job, right? The supervisor he hung with, um, he had people working under him. He had a lot of women working under him, right? This is his boy. See, they learning from each other. The supervisor, he's a married man, but he trying to flirt with the girls working under him. This man, we used to use Skype for business. This Skype is gone now. We couldn't use it at the, the gig or whatever. But we used to use Skype for business, and we used to use that to like get on calls with each other, to communicate messages with each other. Hey, I need some help. Come up to the 5th floor. Come down to the 4th floor. Go up to the 6th floor. I need help. Can you come help me with this project we're working on or whatever? This man that was a supervisor was using Skype for business to come through the chat and flirt with girls who were working directly under him, making everybody uncomfortable. I mean, making all these girls uncomfortable. They don't want to be around him. They weirded out. All of that. They went to HR on this man. This man got fired immediately when because they were taking screenshots of everything he was saying in the Skype for business thing. So I'm like, silly. You ain't here trying to throw yourself on women that work under you, and they screenshotting all the stuff you saying in Skype for business. They go straight to HR. He get fired immediately. Now you getting fired, and you got to tell your woman, your wife, why you fired. I'm fired from this job because I was being inappropriate with women who work right under me. So not only do you lose your job, now your reputation is sullied, and now it's going to affect you. You can't get no supervisor position at another job. It's going to take a while at least for that, because now you didn't abuse your power. It's a power abuse situation because you trying to throw yourselves on women that work directly under you being inappropriate, and they go tell on you. So it's silly, man. You see what I'm saying? Say you eating that McRib. Nah, I'm eating this. I'm drinking this fruit punch. What do you call it thing? A slushy. Yeah, just being silly. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of dudes I was at. Look, I'm telling you, working in corporate America, you can see how many people be inappropriate at the job and be losing their mind. But you got to think about all the stuff that you can lose before you do this, before you engage in that. Sherrone Moore, like I said, the man married, got 3 kids. The woman he messing with is friends with his wife on social media. That's wild in general. She could have went to your wife at any point. I mean, a woman don't got to be your wife's friend on Facebook to go to her with anything, right? But y'all know it make it even worse when she's friends with your wife on social media. It's crazy. And it's like, yeah, self-control has got to be exhibited. Especially when you risk, again, his kids, they not gonna be able to get that generational wealth he was getting from that Michigan job. Because when you commit a violation like that, they don't have to pay you out the rest of your contract when they fire you. They say, nope, you don't got to get this money because you committed a violation, having a relationship with somebody on your staff. The girl he was messing with, he upped her pay allegedly. She went from making 58,000 to 90,000 out of nowhere. So that was suspicious within itself. And the university already knew a couple of weeks ago. Mickey? Yeah, I'm definitely at McDonald's, man. Jamil, look, Jamil, I'm like you. When I used to work at the job I was at previously, I promise y'all, I come in, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm not doing none of that extra flirtation stuff at the job. I'm not hugging on folks and all of that. I'm not gonna do that because you're not gonna get me up out of there. You're not gonna get me out of my position and say I was coming at you inappropriately. None of that. And you keep it professional up in here, right? Yes, Brian Russell, that woman should be fired as well. She should be fired too. I'm with you. Because she's also engaged in an inappropriate relationship. Jamil, I come in, hey y'all doing? Hey y'all doing? Hey y'all doing? I'm not, nope. I ain't having a work wife, none of that. Because they can always flip it and say you was being inappropriate. No, not, and I know how stuff can go. Matter of fact, y'all remember that company Astronomer, right? The two head individuals, some two important individuals at Astronomer, they were caught at a concert together, right? Now these were two married people. They got put on screen at the concert on the Kiss Cam, and they got, you know, and basically they got outed through TikTok. That man wife and the company he worked for saw them on screen. They both got fired from their job. This man wife is divorcing him now. One of the dudes that was at Astronomer, right? His wife divorcing him. Coldplay concert, yes. Wife divorcing him. She taking a huge amount of the money, and then he don't got no job now, no livelihood because it was an inappropriate relationship. He was not supposed to be messing with that woman. You see what I'm saying? Like this is stuff that happens. Same thing. Y'all remember, man? Woo! It really get crazy. But look, this situation, because some of y'all just getting on. I'm explaining it more in depth. Sherrone Moore, he was the head coach at the University of Michigan. He'd been there for 2 seasons, right? Um, it was found out that he was having an inappropriate relationship with a woman on his staff. Um, basically, the school found out, and after they found out, they waited a few weeks to really give him the boot. But he found out that they found out, and now they wasn't gonna pay him because they fired him with cause. So they don't have to pay him out the rest of the millions he was on. He was like on a $30 million contract. They don't have to pay him out the rest of that money at all. So then your wife found out you getting fired. Why you getting fired? Then allegedly the woman he messing with, allegedly she's pregnant. So he spirals. He knows his life has turned upside down. It has went topsy turvy. So now he crashing out. He's telling his wife he's going to take his own life. Right? Hold on. You look crazy. He took it. He said he told his wife, "I'm gonna take my own life. I'm gonna take my own life." Then he went to the house. I think of the woman he was messing with. He went to her house, broke in her house, told her, told her he gonna unalive himself, but he gonna unalive her first. Right? And the police were able to find him and apprehend him due to the fact that his wife had his she had his location on his phone. You know what I'm saying? She had his location on his phone. So the police were able to apprehend him. Right. He was getting 6 million a year. 6 M's a year? What? Man, your kids could be set. And so yeah, man. And this is why, again, we as men have to get those urges in control. Cause like now he's sitting in police custody and he don't have no income coming in. And now your reputation is just going to dirt. You said, and because he threatened his side piece, that gives her an out to not only claim victim, but sue. Absolutely. She could sue and get the other money that he got right now. So it's just, man, it's a big mess, man. And I know he wishes he could take all this back and rewind time. But you know what I mean? Because now, listen, you don't know your wife probably gonna she might leave you. I don't know if she gonna stay with him or not. She could leave him. So now your family going to this, man. That's why we again, we as men have to be able to control our sexual urges a lot of times. If we be letting it get the best of us a lot of times and it land us in a world of trouble. And trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out of a lot of times. You know what I mean? And I'm speaking from experience, you know? So yeah, it's crazy. This whole situation. I'm looking at the I'm looking at everything that was happening. I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm like, yo, what is going on? I'm looking at the whole situation yesterday. I'm looking at the whole story. And it was just like more details was coming out, coming out, coming out. Now some of this stuff is alleged. Like I don't know if the woman is really pregnant. I don't know if he really upped her pay from 58,000 to 90,000, but that's the word. And it may be how they were tipped off about their relationship or something being inappropriate happening between the two. You know, uh, he said basically what he did was follow one big mistake with another. His inability to control his lead, um, to control his. I'm trying to see what you're trying to say. To control his urges led to a litany of bad decisions. I got you. Yeah. TMZ 911 audio of a woman saying Moore attacked and stalked her for months. Whoa, really? So I'm wondering, did they situation go bad some months ago? They're trying to live a player life, but panic when he got caught. Yeah, you. And this is the thing too. When you're single, you can do what you want to do. Now, even if he was single, he still would have gotten in trouble because he could not have a relationship with somebody on his staff. So even if he was single, he would have still gotten in trouble. He still wouldn't have been able to get paid out that money. So that still would be a lesson to him. But when he also married, so now your family situation, your home life is in disarray, complete disarray. And you can possibly lose out on more money if she divorced you and get your money and get the rest of the get your paper, right? But I'm gonna say this, man. Unfortunately, for some for some brothers, a lot of brothers want to be married and be players at the same time. You can't do that. You want to be a player, you got to be single, man. You know, because when you marry and trying to be a player at the same time, them two worlds will collide in a worse way. They don't mix. It's like oil and water. It's going something crazy. It's gonna have something bad gonna happen because you can't mix them two lifestyles. You want to be a player, you got to be single. Now, Calvin, I'm with you though. She need to get in trouble too. You know what I mean? But I know she probably gonna try to say, and unfortunately, in this situation, she could always say it was an abuse of power situation. She could always claim that, she felt like she had to do it because he was in such a prominent position and he controlled her salary. You see what I'm saying? She could always swindle that. But I'm with you though. She knew what she was doing. She knew he was a married man. She was friends with his wife on social media. So she should be in trouble as well because she willingly, in my opinion, she willingly engaged in this whole situation, in this whole affair. Right? Yeah. So she probably can be able, but she gonna probably be able to get herself out of the situation to say, hey, he's in a position of power over me. I felt like I had to do this. Willard, exactly. Exactly. We can't do that. Exactly. We cannot do that. We can't move how they move. And you got to keep that in mind, or you're going to be really, really without a lot of money out here. Right. So you got to choose one path. Yeah, you got to choose one path, man. You can't be a player and be married at the same time. And it's a lot of brothers that try to live that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And it always clashes. It always clashes. Like I said before, I didn't been in a relationship trying to do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can't be in a relationship and trying to be a player at the same time. That world, I saw that those worlds don't mix, you know, and my relationship was over with. Trying to do both lifestyle. I wasn't married, but I was in a relationship. And, you know, that world, I found out them worlds do not mix. And the consequence was the relationship was over with, you know? Would you say that angle only works 100% of the time? So keep thinking that it's never a factor these situations. Yes, she gonna probably say she gonna use the fact like D, and D said it. She gonna say, "Look at what he did. He broke into my house. Look how aggressive he was with me." I felt like I had to give in to this relationship with him because he controlled my finances. She gonna come from that angle. And they gonna say, "Oh, it's justified." And I think her father is somebody important. Like I think was he a scout for the Chicago Bears or something like that? I think her father, her name is allegedly, because people like to sue. I'm not gonna allegedly her name is Paige Shiver. And I think her father was like a scout with the Chicago Bears, so they got money. They come from some paper, man. Her dad might got a little influence. She probably gonna be all right in this situation. More than likely, she is. Sherrone not. Sherrone not. And I'm gonna be real with you. I knew Sherrone was capable of making silly ass decisions when he got up in there and they asked him about basically uh the lack of black coaches and head coaching positions across NCAA football. And this man went up there talking about he don't see color and all that shit. I said, "Oh my God, brother. They're asking you about the lack of black coaches across a sport where predominantly black players are playing in. And instead of addressing it and saying, hey, man, I think a lot of black coaches need to get opportunities, he's so scared and shook to say anything about race. This man get up there, I don't see color. I don't see color. My wife is white. I lived in neighborhoods where somebody could break into your house. And I lived in neighborhoods where you can leave your door unlocked at night. You know what I'm saying? And ironically, somebody could break into your house. You got to lock the doors at night. Hey, he needed somebody to lock the doors on him. He breaking in the girl house. But yeah, when he said that I don't see color stuff, I was like, oh yeah, you little silly foolish. And so yeah, listen, exactly. Only when you can do that and get away for a cool minute is if the superstar player that helps the city bring in hundreds of millions. Otherwise, people gonna tell on your black. Now, mind you, right? Because I brought up Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson was a uh shortstop that played for the Chicago White Sox, my Chicago White Sox. Tim was he took the league by storm, took Major League Baseball by storm. Young black kid with the unapologetically black from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, had the swagger, swagger, black American swagger to the T. He brought it into the baseball world. Was married, had a beautiful black family, all of that type of stuff. He doing his thing. He ends up cheating on his wife, get another girl pregnant, Chicago girl pregnant, and I think that affected his play. And then it's sullied his reputation with a lot of people. The baseball teams be having wives clubs, like the Sunbeams on the game, right? They be having wives clubs, and it had Tim who was looking bad in them wives clubs. Uh, you know, how he cheated on his wife and had a baby on and stuff like that. And unfortunately, Tim had not been playing great long enough. His career wasn't long enough, and he hadn't shown a sustained greatness to be able to overcome that. His play started to decline, and there was people that was looking at him like, oh, look at this. His reputation got smeared. Chipper Jones for the Atlanta Braves. Now he cheated on his wife, white guy, cheated on his wife, got a Hooters girl pregnant, and he was still fine. He was all good. Chipper was bringing in revenue into the city. He was cool with Tim Anderson. Wasn't the same situation for him, you know? Right. Definitely played for the Marlins. You remember Tim? At one point, Tim was one of the biggest things in baseball. Remember that walk-off home run against the New York Yankees in the Field of Dreams game? Charlie X, what's going on, big dog? So that's different with players, yeah. But I mean, when you couple up, see Steve, Tim had a lot of things working against him when he cheated on his wife. And a lot of the baseball clubs, I think they was looking, it's a good old boys club, Major League Baseball, good old boys club, country club appeal. He never fit into the good old boys club with Major League Baseball. And he didn't try to fit in. Tim was a player that never had aspirations to be a professional baseball player while he was coming up. He just happened to get good at it and learned how to hit. A lot of the other dudes in baseball, and baseball is a white dominated sport, always has been. I mean, you got Latin players dominating in it as well, but it's country club white American sport, right? Tim came up in that sport with that unapologetically black swagger. Um, he telling them baseball boring to him, you know. He telling them baseball boring, and to them they didn't like that he was doing that to the game. He told them he don't watch baseball. He never really wanted to be a baseball player. He wanted to be a basketball player. He learned how to hit. A lot of them dudes in the minor leagues of baseball, they've been trying to get to the major leagues all their life. Tim got up in the major leagues, and it was nothing to him. He didn't really he and they didn't like that he wasn't a kid with a lifelong dream to be a baseball player. They didn't like that he said baseball was boring. Now you couple that with the fact that he was cheating on his wife, they're like, oh yeah, now we really want you up out of there. But the cheating on his wife, I think, affected his play. His personal life got into became in conflict. Became in conflict with his play, and everything went downhill from there. He said, "Why you eat McDonald's nasty food?" I'm not even eating no food though. I'm eating this, but I do like McDonald's McChickens. That's all I eat from me and the chickens and the fries. I do love the McChickens though, and I like the fries, and I like the cookies. The cookie toe fire. You ain't never had a cookie toe from McDonald's? It's fire. Now my son, y'all see my son on here a lot. The nuggets too. Nuggets. I forgot about the nuggets. I eat some of my son nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. They got them 20-piece nuggets. My daughter be killing that. Killing them 20-piece nuggets. The nuggets fire. My son like to eat the chicken nuggets and fries from here. And as I told y'all, my son has autism, so he eats this on a regular basis. This is his McDonald's is his go-to. Yeah, man. So sometimes they put too much mayo. Oh yeah, I be telling them, hey, light on that mayo now. Hold the mayo for sure. Said that stuff got me through college. What definitely McDonald's get you through college. Got me through college too. Them late nights after you done left the party or something. It's like it's early in the morning. It was either Taco Bell and McDonald's. That was the only stuff that was open, especially in Mississippi where I was at. Shoot, leaving a party, when you leave a party, only thing open McDonald's or Taco Bell. You know, McDonald's cookies fire. Like their cookie toe 13 cookies for like $6. You can't beat that. Said frozen blue raspberry. My daughter loved them frozen blue raspberries. You know what I'm saying? She the one that got me drinking eating. Said, baby Mac is your twin, bro. Your daughter looks like you too. It seems like she's a combo with you. Definitely a combo with me and her mother, for sure. I appreciate it, bro. I used to rock with them flurries. Them McFlurries, I'm just getting back from the gym. Oh no, man, you good, man. I've been on here talking about Sherrone Moore. He said we had McDonald's, Jimmy John's, Arby's, Taco Bell. See, I don't even know remember what Arby's tastes like, cause my cousin in here. And I gotta call you back too, cause you called me while I was asleep yesterday. I'm gonna call you when I get off here. Cause you called me, I was in there knocked out at the house yesterday. With my cousin in the chat. I sure forgot to call you back too. I was at the house slumped. But is that Arby's the actual worst? Jimmy John's. Hey, look, that night shift be out here having me knocked out, be killing me. Say I'm so hungry I can eat Arby's. I'm so hungry I can eat that shit. Yayo say he be eating it from 50. 50 had me eating boiled beavers in Battery Park. I can eat a boiled beaver right now. I have an appointment for one of my babies up the street from your crib. Oh, got you. It's right up the street from my crib. Dang. I'm gonna call you when I get off here, cuz. Arby's curly fries. Say y'all. But no though. What else I finna say? I finna say something, and I so just forgot what I was about to say. That's crazy. But anyway though, yeah, Sherrone Moore, this whole situation is crazy. We gonna find out some more information in a minute. I can guarantee you some more information gonna be found out. He said, "Hey, gotta go already, but much love to y'all." Jess, I appreciate you popping on. Yeah, Sherrone fumbled that generational bag. Yes, generational, like generational wealth. God, woo, man, like I said, we as men got to get a lot of that. We got to get our urges together because we will let our lower member get the best of us and have us losing money. Yeah, y'all, please smash that like button for me. Hit the like button for me as y'all come in here. I appreciate it. Who was that woman in that call TMZ report? That's what I'm trying to. I just heard about the call from TMZ. TMZ be having all the calls and the phone calls and audio and video footage. They be having it stored for months. So I don't know. Is that the same woman that he was messing with or another woman? Because if it's another one, I'm hey. Because one of y'all just said in the chat that it was a woman that said he was stalking her for months. He said, "Yeah, I just seen them pictures." He said, "You and your kids looking like for real." Man, I love my babies, man, for real. And he improved this season. Yeah, he was 9-3. Last year he was 8-5. He was 9-3. He just lost. Now losing that Ohio State game. I'm gonna be for real, y'all. If he win that Ohio State game, this shit never come out. What's crazy? If he wins that Ohio State game, if they win that game, this information might have been kept under the rocks, right? It might have been kept under the rocks. Hey, y'all remember when Bobby Petrino got caught cheating on his wife? He had a motorcycle accident and the woman was on a motorcycle with him. Remember when Bobby Petrino got caught? He had a motorcycle accident and the woman was on the motorcycle with him. And now the police report is saying it's him and another woman, and his wife looking like, what woman you was with? Oh my God. All bad. You know what I'm saying? Said I hyped the hell out of your last two vids, by the way. Hey, I appreciate that, Zero. That's love, bro. I appreciate you a ton. I gotta make sure I don't accidentally block you at all no more. Cause you know what I'm saying? That was my bad, bro. What was I saying though? Yeah, if he win that game, now the university keep all of that under wraps. If he win that rivalry game, it's good. So you might be right about that. And the OSU win. Now that's a fact. If he win that game, they good. Your main account is still blocked. That's weird, man. I gotta figure out how to unblock y'all. Yeah. I gotta figure out how to unblock y'all. You might be right. Hold on. Check out what Moore had to say about Jalen Milroe. Right, right. It wasn't about it. It wasn't about coaches. Y'all right. It wasn't about black coaches. His comments were made about Jalen Milroe and black quarterbacks. That's what it was. I remember that. Right, you heard. Hello. And he was like, my man's. I remember what Sherrone said about Jalen Milroe about black quarterbacks. He talking about some that whole I don't see color approach, and my wife is white. I live in neighborhoods where I can leave my door unlocked, in neighborhoods where I had to lock the door. And I'm looking like now they have to lock the door on you because you breaking in folks' houses, Sherrone. They should have been locking the door on you. For real. I remember that. And that's when I knew he was silly right there. I should have known. I'm like, oh, this brother's silly. He's silly as hell. That one I should have known he was silly when he said, like, brother, what are you talking about? They talking about black quarterbacks. You know, he's aware. I can hear that. And she was getting down, was she? He and that talking about they asking you about the stigma against black quarterbacks. You know, he know the stigma that's been against black quarterbacks. He's been coaching in this game for a minute. Ain't yeah, he get to talk about my wife is white. I live in neighborhoods where you had to lock the door and when you didn't have to lock the door. Ain't nobody asked you that. We asking you about the state of the black quarterback across college football and across the NFL and what it means for Jalen Milroe to be playing in a position playing quarterback at Alabama, all that type of stuff. He going off into my wife is well, I don't know why they do that. He said, I don't mess with him and Hubert Davis from UNC. Yes, Hubert Davis got that's they go to, man. Ain't nobody ask you all that. I said, that's a good one. Yeah, the lady, she was hitting it. Happy birthday, wasn't she? She was over here. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. She was getting down. It was a black woman, too. You heard her. But when I commented about him having a fetish, a commenter said, "Oh, girl being white doesn't matter." You got talking to him back here, and here you are talking about him making nocturnal animal statements. Yes, that what I promise y'all. And this, I'm outside in front of company and stuff. But for real, when brothers be in interracial relationships, they feel like they can't talk about race issues. They can't address race issues as it pertains to black folks. And they start saying stuff like, I don't see color. They start saying that Morgan Freeman shit. You want racism to end? Stop talking about it. They start saying shit like that. Because they don't be wanting to offend they white spouse, their white in-laws and stuff like that. That would be happening. That woman singing in the background, the kind of woman Sherrone need to get back on track. You heard her. She was sounding like she was in the Mississippi Mass Choir, didn't she? Sounding like she was an alto in the Mississippi Mass Choir. For real. Sound like a black woman from Greenville, Mississippi. Sing. Do you think you can be pro-black and date interracially? Well, I think you can still speak up for black folks and still come to the aid of black people. And I think you can still speak out against injustices 100%. But in most people's definition, the definition of being pro-black is being with a black woman and having a black family. You see what I'm saying? So I think you can defend black folks. Um I think you can speak up for black folks and all of that. But the definition of being pro-black is having a black family, being with a black woman. Pro-black is like being dedicated to the black community all around. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna when they say pro-black, they're first. I mean, they're gonna tell you the blackest thing. One of the blackest things you could do is get with a black woman and have a black family. You know what I'm saying, but I still think you can come to the aid of black people. I still think you can defend black folks. I still think you can I still think that you could what's the word I'm looking for? Speak out against a black you can still speak out against injustices against the black community and all of that. What about the Bennett brothers, bro? Back then I was real young. I didn't understand why black folks didn't like when black men date interracially. But as I got older, it made a lot more sense. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of this stuff makes sense when you get older and you understand where black folks are coming from with it. Nah, that's a great point, sabbatical queen. They gonna say the blackest thing you could do is be with a black significant other, have a black family. That is the core of it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that's where it's gonna come into question. Yeah, and that's see, just like the sabbatical queen and D saying, it's they gonna feel like it's oxymoronic. They think you can still push for the advancement, even though you can still push and defend black people. You still can uh you still can speak out against injustices against black folks, but they gonna say the purpose of being pro-black is to be with somebody black as well and to build up within the black community. And black love is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Dang, I got down on this little thing right here. But yeah, man, I'm telling y'all though, Sherrone, he's not gonna be able to coach nowhere else. He said it's oxymoronic to say you pro-black and then have a non-black spouse. They're gonna be like, what do you mean? Because the first thing they're gonna look at when they say you pro-black is look at your family, look at your home life. So that's true. I gotta make a video on that as well. I'm gonna have to make a video on that specific topic. I really hope. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do a video on that. It's like you said, it's all right. You hear me trying to get the very last drop out this month, trying to get the very last drop out this thing. Sharon messed up his bag for some nana. Absolutely. Charlie X say that's one of the reasons Candace can't slip. Miss Candace Owens can't slither back over here. And it's not just white, but non-black person because I know how some folks love calling a certain demographic black when they identify as their ethnicity. Hold on. What demographic you talking about, sabbatical queen? Do you think they would get a pass if they're with a Dominican little shorty? Most of the time, no. And I'm be real with you, because when you think about it and you look at any person from the Dominican Republic, uh, oh, I see what you're saying, right? You look at anybody that's Dominican, anybody from the Dominican Republic, they don't identify as black. They tell you, I know black, I Dominican. Exactly. I see what you talking about. Yeah. Nope, that's 100%. Cause Sammy Sosa not gonna tell you he black. He gonna tell you he Dominican, even though they be blacker than me. They gonna tell you they are Dominican. They not. So I get you right. You right. Mm-mm. He's about Dr. Umar is about to enter the chat. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, again, that showed you how much colorism is so heavy in the Dominican Republic. Sammy wanted to be light skinned. He wanted to be. He didn't want to be no dark skinned person at all. He tried to get there with that lightning cream on him and was out here looking like a bottle of Pepto Bismol, looking like the Pink Panther. Look crazy. They definitely gonna tell you they ain't black. But yeah, man, like I said, we as men have to get our sexual urges under control. If not, we will be a slave to it. And every time a beautiful woman come around, we're gonna lose our way. Sheldon, what's going on, big dog? My dog say, bro, black man worked in hospitals. The amount of sexual harassment I've gotten uh, is insane. Other races too, and most times they have fun and turn on you. Don't do it. Absolutely. That's why I told y'all I was never a person to have a work wife or none of that. Because somebody can easily flip that on you and say, oh, he was making advances or he started getting inappropriate. I don't do them. I don't do them work wives and none of that. Zero, dude, quoting Godfrey. They try to salsa that shit off. They try to salsa it off. I know black. I Dominican. I know black. I Cuban. They try to start salsa. They try to salsa that shit off. I ain't black. I know black. I Dominican poppy. I know black poppy. I know black poppy. And started hitting that salsa. Man, everybody used to love Sammy, bro. Especially in Chicago, Sammy Sosa was an icon here. 100%. But yeah, but that's why I don't do that work wife stuff. I never done that. Nuh-uh. Not about to get me. We not finna start bringing each other food from home, walking each other to the car and all of that, and going to lunch together. No, 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 no. Not gonna do that because I know where they can go. The moment something happened that the woman don't like, now you've been inappropriate. She felt uncomfortable with you. All that, not gonna be able to do it. It can easily flip. That's why I told y'all my look, my previous employer, it was predominantly women in there, right? And it's a job and it's nice looking women up in there. I come in there, good morning, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Going about my way. I'm not hugging, doing all this hugging on people up in there. No, mm-mm. I don't do it. Give me the fist. My man say, give me the fist pound. I ain't trying to be, we ain't doing that. Look, I'm trying to get everything about this mug. It's about a we ain't saying I'm a woman and won't do a work husband. Nope. Jabari, what's the word? Lord and Baku, leader of the Jabari tribe. I'm in McDonald's, bro. You know what I'm saying? Change the scenery today. Little pivot a little bit. Leave them alone. I know how it go. He said Dr. Umar can't get nobody lashing when he didn't marry his black baby mama and has issue with his own seed. Yeah, him is he allegedly he not even in his children's lives. His children's lives. He not even they say he ain't even in the life of his own children. And I said, in my opinion, not in my opinion, it's a fact. You can't help build up other children when you don't got your house right with your kids. You can't build up other children. You don't have your house right with your children at all. Nah, yeah, Calvin. Just because they got them skirts on and them dresses, don't mean you gotta act on it. You better turn the blind eye, turn the eye to it, turn your head, and just control yourself. You can look, but control yourself. Cause just because they got them dresses on, don't mean you gotta act on it. That's how brothers get fired. Brothers get fired on their day off, just like that, not being able to control themselves because the girl got the dress on at work. You better keep it in order. Trust me. I didn't see women come to jobs and or a holiday party at the job dressed in certain stuff. I still, how y'all doing? Good morning. How y'all doing? He said just rock side to side with the shades on. Didn't tell you I ain't nope, ain't tricking me. I ain't doing that. I brought you something from home today. I cooked you a little something. Hey. I don't do it. You get messy. Hey, Regina Hall. Hey, I love Regina Hall. I remember I used to watch Scary Movie and be like, oh my gosh, she fine. Still, she Regina Hall, 50 some years old, early 50s. She caught finding in frog hair, finding the ticket on the dashboard. You hear me? Still cold to this day. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all, man. I gotta get off this thing, man. My little man is sick, so I gotta go get him early today, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little later. I appreciate y'all for getting on here with me. Peace.